Role-playing is playing the role of a character. It's improv. It's often collaborative. It's creating and sharing a story. This footage is from Quest for Glory 5. Yet, this general advice can be adapted to most any role-play. Role-play can be text, voice, or live action. Online or in person. Casual or serious. Random or planned. One-offs or ongoing. Why role-play? Some role-play is educational. It's a way to practice navigating difficult situations. Some role-play is recreational. It's a way to have fun and be creative. Role-play can breathe new life into almost any setting. Who to role-play? Sometimes you create the character. Sometimes the character has a backstory already. Often, the exact details are up to you. Your imagination may be the limit, though make sure your ideas work with the setting. If the setting is actually real life, role-playing is usually not appropriate if others are not aware you're playing a character. If the setting is fantasy, role-playing a sci-fi character may not fit. Even a lore-friendly character may not be right for the game and group dynamic. Just because there are certain characters in the setting doesn't mean those are appropriate player options. Many role-play settings have a host. If there is a host, share your character idea with them in advance. It ensures your character is crafted for their setting. And it helps the host craft their setting for your character. If your character has a goal, sharing it with the host gives them something to possibly incorporate. Also, the game setting and the host setting are not always the same. Sometimes a host may have their own spin on a game. Be careful what you presume. Player and character knowledge may overlap and also have differences. A player may know something their character may not. This knowledge should not be role-played by their character. It may help your role-play and enjoyment and that of others to avoid spoilers. During game time, keep out of character discussion to a minimum and role-play your character as much as possible. What if you can't decide what character to play? Play yourself as if you grew up in that setting. Adapt and change any details you like. Acting and improv may feel intimidating. Some like to get theatrical, some keep it real. You don't need to act. You just need to react. Role-play can include acting, though role-play is largely reacting. When you role-play with others, their role-play is material for you to react to in character. Not all reactions, though, are helpful. Jokes, snark, and such, even if in character, can detract from the story. Good role-play enhances the story for others. If you spend your energy trying to be funny, you may be making things less fun. If the host is trying to set a scene, responding with comedy may undermine the scene. Just like if you were role-playing, others using it for their punchline could ruin your effort. So even if you play a sarcastic character, pick your moments to be sarcastic and when not to be. A loud character that suddenly gets quiet heightens the drama. Others notice. This must be serious. Don't be a one-note character. What causes your character to lose their typical demeanor? During role-play, ask yourself, does your primary approach add value to the moment? If it takes away from the moment, think about what approach your character has that brings the most value to the role-play and makes sense. Natural drama between characters is part of role-play. However, role-play is not about creating unnecessary drama. It's like playing in a band. It's not about making the most noise and getting the most attention. You want to play notes that enhance what others are playing. You also can't all take a solo at the same time. You have to know when to give others the spotlight. You may also have to adapt your approach to your character in other ways. For example, if your character never leaves their house, and the game takes place elsewhere, you may need to better accommodate the role-play. Your character should find a good reason to interact and stay close to others. A host cannot be everywhere at once. That's why it's good if players travel together as much as possible. Some games can work if players split up into groups occasionally, as long as multiple groups don't need the host to be in more than one place at once. If there is something you really want to do, but no one has time, perhaps this can be done outside the main game either over messages or a one-on-one role-play. So you have your character. It fits the host's game. You know to be careful with others and not burst their bubble. You know to help add value. After meeting up, you come to a dilemma, a lock. You role-play, I have the key. This key comes out of nowhere. like character knowledge, character inventory, and other connections should be established before the game, earned in roleplay, or be self-evident. Since it was out of nowhere, the host would be justified overruling that roleplay. A dilemma may have multiple solutions. Solutions outside the box are okay. Solutions out of thin air are not. The host may roleplay. The key you thought would work didn't. They may follow up privately about why. Or they may be so caught off guard they just flat out say no. Sometimes a host may get overwhelmed. They may not be as graceful as they normally would. Often it's not personal. However, if you ever feel the host was in the wrong, bring it up with them privately. If it can wait till after the game, that may work better as they can give it the proper attention. Part of role play is understanding boundaries, both game and player boundaries. If in doubt, talk it out. Some subject matter is not suitable in certain games. If role play traumatizes not just the characters, but the players, that is probably not what others signed up for. Many know this. However, if there may be topics generally innocuous to others, but not you, consider sharing this beforehand so it can be avoided. What if you didn't think of it in advance? If role play heads in a concerning direction, tell the host you're not comfortable. Often, everyone adapts and is concerned about any unintentional offense. If it was accidental and corrected, it doesn't need to be made into anything more. People don't need to beat themselves up. At the same time, not all sensitivities may be accommodated. For example, if a game has combat and a player demands no combat, that player may need to adjust or find another group. It's true that some are personally sensitive to combat or simply don't prefer it. It's also true that some are socially sensitive to combat and other topics. For decades, social and moral panic has led to sensationalized claims and character attacks on players. It's important to differentiate the player from the character. And if there is a moral concern, not to prejudge the player's personal morals. The more frequently contested role play, however, often has its own set of rules. Dice, for example, are used in some role play to determine the success of an attempted role play action. Not all actions require a dice roll. Very simple actions automatically succeed and impossible actions automatically fail. A dice roll is usually needed when actions involve other characters or may otherwise have a reasonable possibility to fail. There are many role-playing systems and each may have their own dice rules. Using dice may range from a simple roll to a more elaborate system. Players should agree upon what system, if any, to use before they play together. Every host will have a different engagement level. Some may just want to be a player and have casual role play. Others may want to orchestrate a long-running campaign that spans several sessions. And others may start anywhere in between and grow from there. While the host has certain responsibilities, players do as well. A host may make a good story, but only players may make it a truly good game. Just like thoughtful actors can make a story better, thoughtless actors can make a story worse. Another way to think of it is this. Players want a host to react to their choices. An epic player action should have a matching host reaction. If it doesn't, players may feel let down. The reverse is also true. An epic host action should have a matching player reaction. So if a host is trying to set a scene, but a player is constantly joking, the player may be hurting the game. So players need to adjust. Just like a player would want the host to adjust if the player was trying to accomplish something. Adjusting doesn't mean betraying the character or story. It means trying to help them fit together as reasonably and effectively as possible. This can take practice and communication. So just because someone may not be the best player at first, doesn't mean there cannot be improvement. Between games, share things you'd like to see more of and things you'd like to see less of. A host wants players to react, and players want the host and other players to react. If not everyone is making an effort, the game may not be as good. Making an effort includes things like thinking about what you and your character want out of the role play, offering role play that is engaging, avoiding things that make role play harder, like out-of-character chat or jokes, understanding the challenges of hosting and adjusting, providing the host with positive and constructive feedback, saving disputes that cannot be quickly resolved when possible for after the game, accepting what may work best for you may not work best for the game. If players remember this is a group effort, good players can make for truly good games. When possible, players should alert others if they are going to be absent. For campaigns, key parts of the story may revolve around a particular character. The more time a host has to rework things, the better. Sometimes, the absence may be easily explained in-game. Other times, the host may need to play the character or put certain parts on hold. Just be honest with how much you're able to commit. There are many dynamics involved in role-play. These tips can help avoid and recover from many missteps. Being mindful can naturally improve your role-play since you're not just role-playing, you're adding value for others. New adventures await. Whether it's a short campaign or long one, it's important for both the host and players to share their expectations in advance. For long campaigns, it's also important for everyone to regularly share feedback. Hosts, remember to make the players feel special. Players, remember to make the host and other players feel special too. And these special moments can be remembered fondly for years to come. Even one-time encounters can still be epic.